Welcome to News Briefs. Today is Wednesday, July 30, 2025. Let's delve into the latest in politics.
Let's do it. What's standing out in the U.S. today?
In the United States, we're seeing a significant move with copper tariffs. A proclamation was signed recently.
That's right. It imposes a universal 50% tariff on semi-finished and derived copper products.
And this is effective August 1st. The stated reason for this, interestingly, is national security.
It's quite rapid.
Yeah.
And alongside that, they also activated the Defense Production Act, which gives the president authority to compel industry, didn't they?
Exactly. The aim is to boost local industry. They're requiring part of the copper inputs to be sold domestically.
Understood. And on another economic front, the de minimis treatment was also suspended globally. This means low-value commercial shipments no longer go tax-free.
They're seeking to close loopholes and stop illicit products with this change.
Right.
They will apply new specific or ad valorem tariffs. For you listening, it's worth noting that exemptions for travelers and personal gifts still apply.
Good to know. What else is emerging from U.S. policy?
Well, several things are circulating. Something was leaked about possible cuts in U.S. aid. That's the U.S. Agency for International Development. And FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, is now asking states to use anti-terrorism funds for immigration policy.
We also see the Department of Justice trying to extend the mandates of interim prosecutors.
Oh, that's a development.
Yeah. And the Secretary of Defense is asking that general nominees meet with the president. And the review of the RQS Pact, the security partnership between Australia, the UK, and the US, ends in the fall.
And the Epstein case continues to unfold.
Yes, the Democrats used the Rule of Five to access files. And the president himself spoke about his breakup with Epstein.
Okay, let's turn our attention outside the U.S. for a moment.
Okay. The United Kingdom announced it could conditionally recognize Palestine in September.
Israel has already objected to that, I saw.
Yes, predictably. Meanwhile, Indonesia called for a two-state solution, and Thailand accused Cambodia of violating a ceasefire, an accusation Cambodia denies.
Okay, let's move into global conflicts, though.
Absolutely. In the United States, the Navy and Marines began a large exercise, LSE 2025.
Right, this exercise is with allies, specifically to test logistics in disputed areas. Also, we're seeing a warning about China and possible gaps in civil defenses of the U.S. in Syria.
Well, yes. Switching to Syria, there have been intense Israeli airstrikes in Ceuta against pro-Syrian government targets.
And there's even talk of a ground operation there.
Is that possibility being discussed? Yes, it seems so.
Now, regarding Ukraine, what's the latest?
Well, there was a Russian missile attack in Chernihiv on a training camp. There are casualties, but the figures, they don't match between reports.
And unfortunately, we've seen more civilian casualties from Russian attacks this year.
Yes, they increased significantly. There were attacks on a penal colony in Zaporizhia and a hospital in Kamchatka. Just terrible.
On the Ukrainian side, there were active responses, though.
Yes, a drone attack in Rostov, Russia, caused deaths and damage.
And on the ground, the Russians say they have taken two localities, Temerivka and Novoukrayinka, according to their reports. The EU president also reiterated the August 8th deadline to see progress on peace.
Anything else to highlight in global conflicts before we move on?
Just quickly, an Israeli settler killed a Palestinian activist and remained under house arrest. Elsewhere, Poland arrested suspects coordinating sabotage with Russia.
Sabotage? What kind of sabotage are we talking about?
Yes, and apparently a Colombian individual linked to Russian intelligence reportedly caused fires in Poland and the Czech Republic. And in Haiti, a gang released 5 abducted UNICEF employees.
Wow, a lot happening. Let's shift our focus to the environment. Here, the big news is undoubtedly the earthquake.
Yes, it was incredibly strong. A magnitude 8.8 struck on the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia.
And 8.8, that's truly devastating. And it was a shallow quake, wasn't it? Which often makes it worse.
Yes, low depth. It generated a tsunami with waves up to 4 meters in Kamchatka.
There are images, aren't there, coming out?
Yes, and they show widespread floods. The tremor was even felt during a surgery. Just tremendous.
Critically, tsunami alerts were issued in several places, not just local.
Of course. Japan, Alaska, Hawaii, and the west coast of the United States.
In Hawaii, sirens sounded. There were evacuations.
Yes, waves up to 1.8 meters. Ports and beaches were closed, but thankfully no major structural damage reported there.
And on the U.S. West Coast, including California, Oregon, and Alaska, what happened there?
Warnings of strong currents were issued. Beaches were also closed as a precaution. Later, the alerts were canceled or lowered.
So it seems the early warning systems functioned well, which is crucial in these situations.
Yes, that was specifically highlighted, a positive takeaway, if you can call it that.
Also in the U.S., but on a different environmental note, we have news from the EPA.
The administrator proposed repealing the endangerment finding for greenhouse gases.
What was the reasoning behind that proposal? Seems like a big step.
It cited costs for consumers and a report that questions existing climate models.
There must have been criticisms, I imagine.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of pushback.
Oh, yes. Environmental groups are warning about risks to public health and food production, and there were also reports of cuts in climate adaptation funds.
And meanwhile, extreme heat continues to affect regions. That hasn't gone away.
No. Millions of people are affected, especially in Florida. Cooler air is coming for the north and east, but we need to beware it could bring heavy rains and floods.
Well, we'll certainly keep an eye on that. Let's move on to technology.
All right. Researchers at UC Riverside presented a new 3D imaging technique for solar panel materials.
That's quite interesting. And in defense, there's increasing talk of edge computing and AI.
Yes. It is highlighted that they are key to U.S. military tactical superiority. AI especially ensures global advances. You hear that a lot.
And Xanadu and Hyperlight achieved a significant milestone in TFLN photonic chips for quantum computing.
Quantum's always moving fast.
And Google DeepMind also launched Alpha Earth Foundations, an AI model specifically designed for observing Earth.
And Meta presented this idea of personal superintelligence, combining AI with smart glasses, sort of a next-level assistant.
Oh, and ChatGPT has a new version, doesn't it? Something for students.
Yes, a study mode. It's generated considerable interest in universities, and in Mexico, drones and AI are being utilized to search for clandestine graves, a truly somber application.
What a profound range of applications from study aids to that.
Let's move to medicine.
Let's do that. In the U.S., the administration will announce a new private health tracking system.
Is that a private system with tech companies involved? I heard something about that.
Yes, in collaboration to share medical data, but they say it requires consent. Still, there's already concern about privacy, you know.
Right, understandably. More U.S. health news.
Susan Monarez was confirmed as CDC director. Also, a judge ordered deleted health data and websites to be restored. That was a strange one.
And there were attempts to end protections for detained migrant children and documented hospital failures to identify harm events in Medicare patients.
That sounds complicated and worrying. Yeah. United Healthcare is withdrawing from some Medicare Advantage markets, and tribal groups are claiming sovereignty against restrictions on gender-affirming care.
Okay, lots happening on the regulatory and legal side.
And the FDA is seeking to restrict a synthetic opioid derived from kratom, known as 7-hydroxymetragenine.
I understand it's found in over-the-counter products sometimes.
Yes, and they're warning about serious health risks associated with it. So, something to watch.
What about broader medical advances? Any breakthroughs?
Well, studies are now using machine learning with medical records to analyze the effects of drugs on blood sugar. More AI in health.
That's an interesting use of AI in health, finding patterns maybe humans miss.
And the Alzheimer's Association is recommending blood tests for diagnosis, which would be a significant shift if approved.
Oh, that's a big development. Would make diagnosis much easier, potentially.
Pending FDA decisions, of course.
Yes. Between July and September, we're awaiting decisions on drugs for idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis and a specific type of lung cancer, too.
Good. We'll definitely be attentive to those. Finally, let's wrap up with a general summary of other news. Kind of a lightning round.
Absolutely. The United States economy grew 3% year-on-year in the second quarter, which was better than expected.
So that helps relieve recession fears, wouldn't you say? At least for now.
It seems so. Also, India could face 25% tariffs if it doesn't close a trade agreement with the U.S. this week. Pressure's on there.
Anything notable regarding specific companies? Big deals?
Well, LG Energy Solutions signed a $4.3 billion deal with Tesla for batteries. That's huge.
That's quite important for both companies. And Ghislaine Maxwell has offered to testify before Congress, but with specific conditions attached.
Other topics capturing headlines, sad news mostly, it seems.
Yes, hearings began for the fatal air collision in Washington, D.C., and tragically, the girls killed in the Miami Beach boating accident were identified.
How sad that is for their families. Just awful.
Crowds gathered to say goodbye to Ozzy Osbourne in Birmingham, United Kingdom, and Pope Leo IV greeted young people in the Vatican.
What about something from the world of space? Any aliens this week?
Hey, well, a new interstellar object, 3/Atlas, has generated debate about extraterrestrial life, so maybe.
That was interesting to ponder. Keeps things lively.
The U.S. also plans to destroy contraceptives stored in Belgium due to the freezing of foreign aid. And Portugal announced a €400 million plan to reinforce its electrical grid.
And it seems we have some breaking news coming in just now.
Yes, just seeing this, there's been a shooting in a Manhattan skyscraper. Reports say 4 dead, including a police officer.
How absolutely terrible. Just breaking. Well, with that somber note, we close for today.
Until next time.